Hi everybody, welcome back. This is my design team project for Country Craft Creations using my Mind's Eye Splendor, and we're making a yearbook basically. So we've already done the bases, and today we're going to work on this inside pocket and the side pocket inserts. And as you can see, I have some of mine in already, and I'm going to show you, you're going to need to treat these as individual pieces. You can't assume they're all going to be the same size. We used scraps for these flaps, so some of your flaps may not be exactly the same width as others. And in other cases, which I'll show you further on, as you put them in, they may be bumping something down in here. You may need to trim to make them go in easier. But for the basics, what you're going to need to do, let me pull this out, is get a piece of cardstock, 12 by 12, cut it in half so you have a 6-inch and a 6-inch piece. And then you're going to measure your flap. In this case, it's 4 inches. And then you're going to score at just shy of 4 inches. So at like 3 and, let me see what I scored this one at, like 3 7/8, or I think 3 3/4 would probably be too small. You want to play with it a little bit and see where you get a reveal that you like. And then you're going to round all 4 corners. Obviously fold it over and burnish it. Round all 4 corners. And then slide it into the side. There. Alright, and see if you're getting a reveal that you like. And if you are, then you want to use not the same measurement, but the same change. In other words, if you cut this, if this measured 4 and you cut this 4 7/8, then you want to cut all of them an eighth short of the measurement. Alright. So we have these, and then I have this one, which is sticking out a little bit, and the one behind it is sticking out a lot. And this one I can get in, so I'm not too worried about it. But this one here, I've been fiddling with it, and I just can't get it in. It's bumping something. Well, nobody wants to fight with that all the time. So I'm just going to trim the longer end down a little bit. I'll take maybe 1/2 inch off. And this is what I meant by just treating each one individually. Because, like I said, nobody wants to struggle with trying to get these side pocket inserts in. If they're giving you trouble, just trim them as need be. There, and now it's all the way in. Whoops, I forgot to leave the part out. Okay, and this one I've got a little more reveal than I might necessarily like, so just be careful about that when you do yours. This one's fine. It's sticking out a little bit, not too bad. This one's okay. I had another one that was sticking out. I think it's this one. Yeah. This one's only sticking out a little bit, but nevertheless, I'm going to trim it. Go, and that one's okay, and this one's okay. And don't forget, this one's a lot wider. So as I mentioned before, you really need to measure each one and treat it as a separate entity. So now you've got all your side pocket inserts in, and we'll decorate them later, but they're in. And you can see I've got my one page that's short, but yours should all be even. So we're getting a little bit chunkier. And now we're going to do our pocket. So I set aside a couple of the bigger scraps right from the beginning, and I'm going to make my pocket based on the size of these. So this piece is 5 1/4. So you're going to need to cut a piece 5 1/4 by 10. Is it going to be 10? Yeah, maybe just shy of 10. Maybe we'll probably trim if we have to. And then you're going to make a pocket out of this by scoring it on 3 sides, the long side and the 2 short sides. Get my scoring tool. There it is. Get this out of the way. And I should get out my bigger scoreboard, but I'm not going to. Half. And half. And a half. Whoops. Okay. And this is just like any other pocket. And fold and burnish. Inside tabs in first and put a little dab of glue, and then put the bottom tab on top of those. Burnish to get them to stick. Just bring my book back over. I should have done a dry fit of this. Just double check, and yeah, it's gonna be fine. And then just attach it to the bottom. And this will be a pocket where you can put, you know, some larger items. If you don't want to put the spare calendars on the back of the calendar, you could put them in this pocket. Maybe souvenirs, if you go to see a show, maybe the program, something like that, or your child's recital program, something like that you could put in here. If you can see, go. That's fine. And then we're going to take the other piece that I set aside and make a flap. So we're going to cut this to 10 inches. Oh no, it doesn't need to be 10 because it's not going to have sides. 9 inches. Cut this to 9 inches. And the actual width top to bottom doesn't matter all that much. If you like a smaller flap, by all means you could make it shorter. And I am going to use a magnet, I think, on this one. This is 5 1/4. And let me grab my scoreboard. And I'm going to score the long edge at a 1/2 inch. Things aside. Pardon me. And I am turn the book over. Put this right along this upper edge. And I'm going to round these corners to match the others, 1/2 inch. Use that magnet. You could use a tie or Velcro or something if you don't want to use magnets, but I think this is the only place in the whole book where we're going to use magnets, so it's not going to be too much. I just put a little tape on the back of one of the magnets. There we go. And I'm going to put that about there. And I'm going to grab a couple of scraps in between. Close. Press firmly. And there we go. There's our pocket. I can add some things too. I'm just going to leave a scrap there for now. All right, so now we just need to decorate our pocket and the front of this one, and then decorate our flaps and add our photo mats. I think it's coming out really well. I'm really happy with it. All right, let's pick something out for that. I don't have a lot of big pieces left, but I do have this floral, which is really pretty. And let's see if I have anything else. I have the stripe and the text on the back. This might be pretty with the text on the bottom and the floral on the flap, and I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. So let's lift that up. And measure the pocket. Pocket is 9, right? So we're gonna need 8 3/4 by like 4 1/2. Alright, so that's gonna go there on the pocket. And I'll have to do the lining and the inside of that pocket too, but I may use, I'll wait on that inside of that pocket because I may just use a pink cardstock. Alright, so again, 8 3/4 by 4 1/2. There, and we'll need to round the corners on this one, and I think I like it facing this direction, so there's that. And then let's do this while we're at it. I have this strip, and it's a little fat, And then I have this strip, which of course is a little thin. But you know what, I don't think it's too thin to look nice, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. So that needs to be about 8 inches. Maybe a hair over. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And let's go ahead and ink these. Again, we're going to be using walnut stain for the ink. I'm inking everything pretty lightly. There we go. Let's do this little guy first. There we go. I don't know why that one is curling up like that, but it is here. Okay, so now, and as you can see, I don't have a closure on here yet. I haven't decided if I'm even going to use a closure because it doesn't really need it. It's staying closed nicely. I don't think we're going to need it. All right, so the next step is going to be decorating our flaps and our side pocket inserts and possibly adding some photo mats. So I shall be back momentarily and we'll get started with that. All right, so I have done a lot while we were gone and I'm going to show you everything. I went ahead and did the spine and the back spine because we hadn't done that yet. And as you can see, I've made a paper clip, which we'll get to that. All right, so let me show you where we're at. This is a stamp. Let me show you. Oh, there. They're part of the collection, and I used this stamp here. I actually stamped it on a piece of pink cardstock and then cut it out and taped it there. And then on the calendar, I used some stickers from the stickers that come with the collection, just to give you an idea of what you might put on each of your calendars. Okay, and now I have matted all of these and all of these, and then I went ahead and printed out these calendars just for notes and journaling about that particular month. And pardon me, I will have the files for these on the Scrapworkers of Country Craft Creations Facebook group so that you can download them, or you can just make them yourself in your on your computer. So what you're going to have to do when you mat both, and I mentioned it before, I think, these and these, because we used scraps and everything is not exactly the same size, measure each one, subtract 1/4 inch from each measurement to get the size of your mats, okay? And these little stickers, these month stickers, they came in the sticker collection that come with the kit. So if you didn't want to have this journaling here, you don't have to. You could just use the stickers to designate the months. So then we have, and I didn't put anything on the backs of these. And what I did is I just used washi tape to hold down a couple of photo mats in the Kraft. And if you're making this for yourself, I would strongly recommend doing this. If you're making it for someone else, you might want to go through and permanently adhere mats, just in case. I mean, if you're doing it for yourself, you know you have no idea what's going to be happening 6 months down the road. So you don't want to permanently sort of commit yourself to certain types of photos. By doing it this way, it just sort of gives an idea. If you're making it for somebody else and you don't think they're going to be sure how to put pictures in, then you could permanently put them in. And you could add some to these side pocket inserts as well, which I did not do. I figured I would just add whatever I needed to add when the time came. And I only added these on this one page just to give you an idea how to do it. So there's, and then here's my paper clip. And what I did is I took some really pretty ribbon from Country Craft Creations that Tamara sent me, and also some lace, and I just tied a bow and tied it to a paper clip with a little seam binding. I didn't do it, nothing fancy at all. And I figured I could clip it to whichever month I was currently in, if I wanted to, or just as a little decoration on the top. So there's March. I won't open April since I just clipped it closed again. And there's May and June. And you can see here, this one was supposed to be flipped over, but I accidentally put it swan side up, but that's okay. And November, and of course December only has the one flip on it. And if you wanted to replicate what's happening here, you could have just put a smaller flip on top of this. I kind of wish that I had, but it's too late now, so that's, or I suppose I could still do it and then put a strip of tape or something to hide it, but there's that, and there's the back. And of course, this is the pocket that we made, and I still need to put a piece there, but so I had two sheets of every one of the papers in the collection, and then I pulled out some pink cardstock and some peach cardstock to use as well, and then I used like a cream color for the calendar and for these here. When you buy the paper to make this, if you're going to use the same paper, I would buy at least 3 sheets of several of the sheets if you don't want to pull out some other matching cardstock, because I'm down to like the bare scraps at this point of the collection. I think I may have a piece big enough to do this, but I'm not sure. So that's kind of how much paper that I used. If not, I'll just put a piece of pink there. But anyway, so that's our whole project. If you have any questions, please ask down below, and I will endeavor to help you out as much as I can. I really like this. I'm pleased with how it came out. I like the lay flat binding. It's a little chunky, but not too chunky. It doesn't need a closure, so I didn't bother with one. And it lays nice and flat on the table. I left the cover very plain. What you could put, and I might still, hang on, let me see if I have handy. I don't have them handy, I don't think, but I have some gold numbers that I bought from Country Craft Creations, and I might just put the year on here and just leave it at that. You could put flowers, because there is some room for them where it tips up. But I just like it simple, so I'm just leaving it like that. So that's it. This is our Year in the Life book. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Again, this is a Country Craft Creations design team project using Splendor from my mind's eye and Kraft Artisan cardstock. And I got all of that from Tamara at Country Craft Creations for this design team project. And I really enjoyed it. The paper is beautiful, and it's just, I think it was a fun project. At least it was for me, and I hope you think so too. So please subscribe to my channel down below. I have another project coming along in the works that I think you'll like. And I hope you will enjoy that one too. So subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it, hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. And thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.